Talk about a guy that came from Canada, went to a junior college, JUCO All-American, led the country in scoring for junior college, then went on to a Division I school at University of Utah, then went on to play professional basketball. This guy has a wealth of knowledge, and I want to make sure that I get that out to y'all. But I understand you may not have an hour to sit down and watch it all, so I've broken it down into smaller segments. So throughout this week and next, I'll be releasing smaller segments of that interview, but I'll go ahead and link that interview up so you can watch a full-length video if you do have time. But if you don't, watch a 5-minute clip. So without further ado, allow me to introduce my mans in them, Tyler Kepkay.
Hoop loud, you.
Some of the habits that you've made on the basketball court of becoming a better shooter. I remember you were breaking down the mechanics of your shot and things like that. What were some of the habits that you had as it relates to academics in the classroom that you can share with us that can help others?
Whether it was breaking down my shot or in the classroom, I just always wanted to make sure that I had a full understanding of why I was doing it and how it was implemented. You know, so for shooting, why was I doing this type of footwork? Why am I releasing it at this point? And translating that into the classroom is, okay, why am I reading this? How is this helping me for this course, right? And really trying to thoroughly understand everything.
Sure.
So for me, it's all about details.
Yeah. The SWAC conference in JUCO was pretty legit when we went, man. You had Raquelin Sims went to Kentucky. Reggie Larry went to Boise State. What's the guy? Yeah, what's the guy? Zarin Ferretti or something like that from Australia. He went to St. Bonaventure. Yeah. You had a big guy at CSI. He went to Ball State, like USC. There was a lot of talent there. Tell me about how does that compare to what you were used to coming from Canada?
When I first got to CEU, and we had the first couple open gyms.
Yeah.
I just wasn't used to playing at that pace.
Yeah.
It took me almost a month and a half to get up to that pace, right?
Yeah.
And again, some advice I'd give people is because I was still very skilled because of the work I put in high school, if you're skilled, you can make up for that pace because that becomes just getting used to it.
Sure.
But if you're not skilled enough, it doesn't matter if you get accustomed to the pace because you still won't be able to compete, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that was definitely the biggest thing was just getting used to the pace. Once I got used to that and settled in, it became a lot easier.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned that, man. I can remember some guys that had a kind of a playground swag about them on the basketball court, some of our teammates and whatnot. And I remember them doing that, and you weren't very fluent with playing like that, but you just had, it was very sharp. Everything was like professional, even when we were in JUCO. Is that just speaking to fundamentals that you gained over the years? Like, who introduced you to that style of basketball?
I don't know if you've seen what Kobe's doing with his new program called Mamba League.
Okay.
But he's trying to get kids out of playing AAU and teaching them more fundamental basketball from an earlier age.
Sure.
Where they play less, but they learn how to train and improve their skills. A lot of the guys that we played with, they grew up playing a lot, but they didn't grow up teaching themselves, breaking their game down, and how to improve their skills. And so for me, I was fortunate. I had a young teacher when I was about 10, 11 years old, and it was the same thing I said about the classroom. He taught me that details are everything.
Yeah.
So like we would work 3-4 times a week, and all we drill is ball handling, footwork, shooting, mechanic, how to move. Basketball's about efficiency. If I only need 2 dribbles, or 1 for that matter. You know, I'm only 5'11", 6 feet, but the way I cover ground, it's like I'm 6'5".
Yeah.
You know, so that's always been most important to me.
One thing that stood out to me about you when I first saw you, you didn't come in to college with a freshman quote-unquote body. Up top, you've always been solid. Is that something that was a priority to you, or are you just a natural build?
A bit of both. I mean, yeah, naturally I've been strong. But yeah, I mean, from, I guess, grade 9, grade 10, I was introduced to strength and conditioning. And, you know, You see Kobe was into it. Guys started doing it more and more in the league. And then again, I took the approach to strength and conditioning, just like I did to my skill work. I wanted to know why I was doing it, how it helped me, and I learned it as I went through the process of growing in it. And it became something that was very important.
How has that helped you with your game?
I think it's helped me with my game because again, I'm not the biggest guy at all, but for my size, if I get a step on you, I'm holding you off. You know, no one, you're not recovering,
Yeah.
and I'm able to stay on balance while getting bumped. And yeah, I mean that's the biggest thing.
Hoop loud.